Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montavilla Sewing Center, and today we're talking about the Baby Lock Celebrate Serger. In this video, I'm going to show you how to thread the machine. First, you want to lift up your thread tree all the way up to the highest position, and that will help your thread flow nice and smoothly. Then let's put our thread cones on right there, making sure that you have your cone holders on there. That will help keep the cone nice and stable. Now we're going to thread the thread tree first. I like to do all four at the same time. Get all that done. Sometimes standing up is a little bit easier to do, and that's okay. Find these. There we go. Now this next step is very important. Make sure you lift up your presser foot lever because that opens the tension discs, and that allows each thread to sit right down into the tension discs. So we're going to thread this first thread guide in the back like that, and just lay your thread down right into each tension disc. Like that. Make sure you hear that little click in the back like that. That holds the thread in place. There we go. Now we want to open both of these doors like this. I like to put my needle threads off to the side because I'm going to do them later. So we're going to start out by threading the threading ports here, which is going to thread our loopers. So to do that, you push this button in like that. Turn your hand wheel until these tubes match up like that. Now you've also got a threading guide down here which kind of help remind you what steps to do. Okay, now we have this little switch here. This is upper looper, that's the U. L is going to be for lower looper. So I'm going to start with my upper looper right here. We want to make sure our thread is nice and sharp at the end, and if it's not, we've got our scissors here. That way we can get it down into the thread port. I like to get it down there at least 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch. Make sure you don't lick it because you don't want it sticking to the side. It needs to be nice and dry. So I'll have a little bit of a curve there, then I'm going to tap it down a little bit more. Now, leaving about that much thread, I push this. Uh-oh, got caught. That's why I don't like to have too much thread. And you can see how that became a straight line. Now, it hasn't gotten all the way through. It's only got about 1/2 an inch here. So I'm going to pull down a little more thread this way. Give another firm push down. There we go. Now the upper looper is threaded. To do the lower looper, we push the switch to the L side, to the right. And again, making sure that our thread is nice and sharp at the end. Put that down into the port. Let it curve a little bit, tap it down a little bit, and let it go free, then push it down. I'm going to pull a little bit more down, and we're looking for it to come out right here. Now, it's not quite enough, so I'm going to push it one more time. There we go. Now, we want to have about 3 or 4 inches of thread. If you've got more than that, then just trim it to about 3 or 4 inches. We're just going to leave that hanging down, just like that. Then we want to undo this here, because if you just simply close the doors, you can't turn your hand wheel. So we're going to push this lever to the right, and that releases those tubes right there. Close this up. Now it's time to do the needle threads. Now we still want to keep the presser foot up so that we have no tension on these threads. I'm going to start with this one here. They both go underneath there, but I'm going to start with this one here. We're going to go over here, up over this like that. And then we have this little switch here, which is kind of similar to this little guy down here. This is going to determine which side, which needle we're going to be doing. So I'm going to do the right-hand needle first, which means I'm going to push this way. Now, if I just do this, you can see that the needle threader doesn't want to come all the way down. That's because I need to match up these green marks on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, like that. That puts the needles in the correct place so that when we do our needle threader, it comes right down like that. Make sure you thread your needle bar thread guide, and then hold a little loop on this side, hold the end of your thread on the left side like that, and then use like your ring finger to push down the lever. Put the thread right up to the needle, but right underneath that little fork. That pulls a loop of thread back through the eye of the needle. And take your tweezers and pull that thread right through. There we go, like that. Now for your left-hand needle, same idea. Up over the top here, into the needle bar guide, and push the switch to the L side, the left-hand side. Take a loop of thread in your right fingers, and the end of the thread in the left. Push the needle threader down, put your thread right up to the needle, and right up underneath that fork. See how it's like a little smile there. Then we're going to let the needle threader go back. It pulls a loop of thread through the eye of the needle. Now it's a little bit caught on that little hook. The way the needle threader works is there's a little bitty hook that goes through the eye of the needle from the back of the needle towards the front, and that's what pulls that loop of thread to the back. Then we want to make sure that all of our threads, all three of these top threads, are underneath the foot. And the way I do that is I come here between the cutter and the foot. Make sure you're coming around the front of the cutter, and it goes straight back to the back here. That's all you need to do. You can just start serging from that point. Check out our other videos on this machine. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you have comments or questions or ideas for other videos you'd like to see, put those in the comments area down below. We have lots of other videos here on our Montavilla YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.